Hello and welcome to Vike podcast, formerly known as Deep, actually Bleed Deep Purple podcast, but decided to change the name and move forward with more news about sports in general because I'm a sports guy and lately there's just been a lot to talk about, and certainly after yesterday's tragic news, I wanted to talk about Kobe Bryant and how it really does. It's just kind of sad how he lost his life, but also his 13-year-old daughter. That's really young. So, and I was just in Southern California the day before. I flew back on the 25th, and yes, when you wake up, there is a uh, it's foggy. There's a sea layer that rolls in, and it just you can't see more than you know sometimes 10 feet in front of you. It seems like I went to the golf tournament at Torrey Pines, and when the sea layer started coming in, they had to stop the action and kind of wait it out because you could not see where the ball was going. So I can imagine if I was like flying a helicopter, what that must have been like. To Kobe Bryant's family, his wife, and his three daughters who are still alive, they must be hurting right now. Just it's really devastating news, and I mean, what a way to go too in a plane crash or a helicopter crash. Same idea. I can't imagine his thoughts going through his mind when he kind of knew that the end was here, and uh, what that must have felt like. It sounded like the pilot just got totally confused and pretty much was trying to climb over the mountain and went straight into it, is what I'm hearing. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but you know, um, that's one theory. I mean, they're gonna take their time on this one. But 9 people lost their lives. Um, Two other, teenagers lost their lives. The pilot obviously lost his life, and a couple of teachers and coaches. So, very sad news. Really disappointed in the whole thing. As far as sometimes you have to make better choices as far as the flight to pilot. Maybe I don't know. It's like sometimes you just gotta take what's given to you and do what's best, moving forward. So again, it's just tough, and my prayers go out. Last night I tried to watch some of the Pro Bowl, which was on the NFL, and what I was interested in was that new rule that they're testing out where they eliminate kickoffs, which makes a lot of sense because kickoffs are just it's like a joke. It's like most of the time you're just kicking it into the end zone and then nothing happens and then they put it on the 25 anyway. So why not just start there? If they want to take that play away from the game because it's the most dangerous, just do it. And just put the ball in 25 and let's go. And I do like where they're trying to, instead of an onside kick, give the team a chance to make a 4th and 15, I think it is, and have another run at a score, which could be kind of interesting when it's like the last ditch effort. If they don't make it, then the other team takes it wherever the dead ball lies, and then it's over pretty much. But they're trying different ways to make the game better. I mean, sometimes you might want to leave it alone a little bit, but the NFL is trying to take the violence out of the game for concussion reasons and lawsuit reasons and all that. So you have to, there's not much you can do. Um, and then looking forward to the off season. I am a Vikings fan, so I'm more interested in what the Vikes are going to do. They just promoted a couple of coaches, Patterson and Zimmer's son, to be co um, defensive coordinators, I think is the right title. And then Kubiak is officially the offensive coordinator, which everyone expected. Um, is that the right thing to do? Who knows? Who knows? I mean, he brought his Broncos to the Super Bowl and they won, or something like that. So I guess we got to give him a try. All the other teams are going younger, like the Packers. They have that young coach who brought his team to the championship game, which is kind of, if you're not a Packers fan, it's kind of tough because now people believe in him. Because he first year he takes them to the championship game, so you can't come in thinking, "Oh, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about." You know what I mean? It's hard to say something like that with a guy who brought you to the NFC championship game. So I'm not too happy about that. It'd be nice if we can get a nice, like a young head coach, who takes our team to the championship game in the first year. Then we could start a winning culture. Although I'm still very optimistic with Zimmer. I think he's headed in the right direction. The only thing I don't like is we haven't found a franchise quarterback. I mean, the Packers have had two back-to-back Hall of Fame franchise quarterbacks. We have none. We haven't had any since Fran Tarkenton, so that goes way back. So I think, we really need to look at trying to find a franchise quarterback first. I know that Zimmer likes defensive backs, but defensive backs don't get you to the Super Bowl like a quarterback does. I mean, yeah, you need great corners, but this is a quarterback-driven league, so you got to find a franchise quarterback. You gotta draft quarterbacks all the time. I still think Slaughter should have been given a better chance, but I'm not going to talk about Slaughter again. I guess now it's Cousins for another year. I don't think Mannion will come back. We'll probably take a look at that other kid who's on he's like the third string quarterback. Let's see what he can do. Who are we going to draft? We're picking number 26, I believe. I say offensive lineman. Right guard, right and left guard. Get some guards in here. Big, strong, who can block. I think Elf Elfline, if I can ever say his name right, he's just not the one. He just made too many mistakes, and he was like a revolving door, And so let's move on and give him another chance with another team because he's not performing with us. So. And as far as the other teams, I'm not too familiar with what they're doing, but I'm sure they're all in our situation trying to find the right mix to compete. So uh, you know, football's over, but it's sort of beginning. I do look forward to the draft because I do look forward to who we're picking, who's going to join our team. So. In closing, I want to welcome you to Vike Podcast. Again, I want to send my condolences to the Bryant family. Rest in peace, Kobe. 20 years, great player, and from what I'm hearing, even better person, and such a loss. Just the way it really it's just a huge loss. So I'm just going to end with rest in peace, Kobe.